Hello and welcome to another edition of True Audio Files. My name is Jim Carter. So we're on the eve of the second drop of Record Store Day. Actually, this comes out the day of Record Store Day, so hope you guys are having a great Record Store Day. Hopefully you're getting everything you want. I'm sure that I'll be posting another video within the next day or two showing you what I got on Record Store Day. Continuing on the tradition from last week, I have some of the highlights of what came out this week. I'm still waiting for a couple of different things, like I have the regular standard edition of Sign of the Times on peach vinyl, but I'm still waiting for the box set to come. As my local record store doesn't carry the big record box sets, I have to order it from an online source. So I'm waiting for that. I'm also waiting for a Herbie Hancock Tone Poet. I've got a Jimmy Smith Tone Poet that just came out today as well, and then the new Bob Mould, who I'm a pretty big fan of. He's had some ups and downs in terms of his album releases as a solo artist. I've really liked his stuff with Husker Du and Sugar, and I definitely like a lot of his solo stuff, and the last album I really liked, so hopefully I like this one as well. So anyways, back to the topic at hand today. Today I want to talk about colored vinyl versus black vinyl and which one sounds better. There's a lot of talk on social media and all the other places that you forums and things like that that say, oh, colored vinyl is just a gimmick, it doesn't sound as good, and there's all kinds of stuff out there. So I just want to kind of give my take on it. So I mean, for starters, technically speaking, black vinyl is actually technically colored vinyl. They use a black pigment of some sort. I can't remember the makeup of the pigment, but the dye. But it is colored vinyl still. Truly uncolored vinyl is more of a, I believe, kind of a creamy-ish color, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that Classic Records and now Analog Productions use it in a formula that doesn't have any dyes of any kind on their UHQR series or the Classic Records Redbox series, which I have a couple of them up here. So, but anyways, so that being said, technically black is colored, but I can definitely understand the feeling that black vinyl sounds better because in a lot of cases it does. I don't know. I have got no scientific evidence, no scientific, comparisons per se. But my experiences have been that I've had some great, really quiet colored vinyl. As a matter of fact, I know that there's a red formulation that was made back in the, I want to say 60s and early 70s for Japanese pressings, which have a great reputation. I know a lot of people that collect them that think that they're just absolutely dead silent. And I have actually got some great experiences with some colored vinyl myself. There's been a few of them. One series that comes into mind, or there's two series that come to mind off the top of my head that are pretty decent in terms of being quiet quiet in comparison to black vinyl. They're kind of on an equivalent level, if you will. And that is David Bowie's Ryko releases on vinyl. They're kind of like a Coke bottle green, Coke bottle clear, I should say, kind of got a green tint to them. And then there was the Rolling Stones reissues that came out probably, I want to say it was like 10 years or so ago, approximately, in that time frame, where Hot Rocks and several other 60s albums got reissued, the ABKCO label product, and they were basically cuts from the DSD masters, digital masters, if you will. But they sounded really good. They were really quiet as well. The mastering itself was very good, so that helped a lot in terms of having them sound good. But in terms of being quiet, they were just as quiet as most any black vinyl that I've heard too. So I can't necessarily say that I've seen a situation where colored vinyl just is never as quiet as black, because I've definitely had several. Matter of fact, there was the video from last week showed some of the new releases. It was a Charlie XCX, and that was on a neon, I think they called it a neon orange, but it was kind of really of a pink. But that one was pretty quiet. It was definitely quieter than some of the black vinyl that I've gotten recently. So, but on the same token, I've gotten some really, really, really noisy colored vinyl as well. Again, from last week, and as a matter of fact, on my last week's video, I even talked about it. That Ace Frehley 2-record set was gold vinyl, and that was definitely very noisy. So, I don't know. This is kind of my non-expert, non-knowledge-based opinion on the situation. I think the colored vinyl, the ones that tend not to sound as good, I don't think there's as much care put into the colored vinyl sometimes. They're just kind of done as a variant and just try to get them out there. You know, especially since, and this is a prime example for, or a great topic for Record Store Day, a lot of the Record Store Day ones, what makes them kind of exclusive or limited or whatever is the color. You know, they've got a special color on them. They're red or splatter or whatever it might be. And I think especially those ones, the ones that come out on Record Store Day are a real crapshoot in general. And I don't think it has anything to do with color or black, but since a lot of them are colored, I think that might tend to skew the numbers a little bit. But I think most stuff that comes out on Record Store Day is just kind of rushed because there's so much volume that needs to be pressed in such a short amount of time to get them out for Record Store Day that the quality control is kind of lax and probably not as good. And again, this is me not necessarily knowing, this is me making an assumption, and I know what it means to make assumptions, but I think it's a pretty educated guess, and I don't think that I'm far off. But please, if you know better, I would love to hear your input on that. But that's my take. I think in most cases the colored vinyl, I don't want to say it's an afterthought per se, but I don't think that the effort is put into the quality control on the colored vinyl as it is on some, and I stress some, of the black vinyl. But I really can't say that I have had an abundance of colored vinyl sounding worse than the black vinyl in general. And I buy a lot of colored vinyl. I think you've probably, if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen some of my, like store exclusive editions of records which are on colored vinyl. And I would say most of those are, about even with their black counterparts, black colored counterparts. So I really don't think that there's that much of a difference there. So, but, I would really like to hear your take and see what you think. Do you find that your colored vinyl options are actually noisier than your black? Or would you say that you've had just as many, if you unskew the numbers, because I'm sure that you've got more black vinyl than colored vinyl, but love to see what you think in terms of like what percentage of your colored vinyl is really noisy compared to the percentage of your black vinyl that's noisy. I'd really love to hear your take on that. So that's my video for the week, or at least for today, because like I said, I'll most likely have another video about what I purchased on Record Store Day, and hopefully you'll view that as well. So that's what I've got for this week. If you liked what you saw here, please give me a like. If you want to comment, please comment. I'd love to hear your input on this subject and get your take on it and know what your thoughts and feelings are about it. If you liked what you see, again, please like it. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe. If you want to know when my new videos come out, please hit that alert bell. That's all for today. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.